So Niall has read a great book, and it's from a feminist perspective, really, about former female combatants and, about feminism, where are they now. It's sort of a conflict resolution piece as well, and it's very, very interesting. And I mean, you can see it's really, really well attended. Niall Gilmartin is a relative of a very well-known West Belfast, in fact, South Belfast family who now reside in the West. So he knows, he gets it. He probably is surrounded by strong women in his own family who have been through conflict, impacted by conflict, so he knows what it's like. For me, my contribution was very simple. Basically spoke about imprisonment, but also what we did post-imprisonment, post-Good Friday Agreement, and then get into subsequent negotiations. But for me, it was really important to talk about inequality that many of us went to jail about. That's what it was all about. For me, it was about inequality, it was about poverty, it was about deprivation, and that in itself is a violent act. So I wanted that to be on the record, but also that his book, like a lot of us, is full of contradictions. And it's great to be able to have those conversations. It's great to be able to do it as part of Féile and Phobail. For me, I was very, very lucky because I was reared by a family that believed in rights, reared by a family who wanted to make sure that their sons and daughters were strong people, but certainly by a father who wanted to make sure he was rearing strong women. And the question that I finished my contribution was with, while we've all can talk about what we did in the past, the crucial point for me is, what are we doing about it now? And I'm privileged enough to represent people in North Belfast, privileged enough to know some of the families that I was born and reared with, and lucky enough to be with sisters to still tell the tale.
Carál and I spoke at length about our right to resist being valid and how that has been challenged in society. Today, whilst Carál and I were given a platform to talk about the role of women post-struggle, we want to remember all of the unsung heroes, all of those women who have been throughout the struggle and maybe since then involved in a way that has never been acknowledged. We acknowledge it and we're not going to allow it to be written out of history. They're not going to be airbrushed out of history. Women who fed people, who opened their doors, opened their homes, allowed people to sleep, took people from A and B when it was a very difficult and dangerous time. We now are in the phase of our conflict where more women are involved in the Republican struggle, but let us always remember the unsung heroes of our struggle.